Coach Jim Kreiner. Mike.
37 forward. On a over landing.
From the Sky Sports Studios in London, this is the World League of American Football, and tonight it's the Amsterdam Admirals of the Scottish Claymores.
Look out for.
No doubting the offensive stars of the Scottish Claymores, quarterback Steve Matthews completed 17 of 25 passes for 211 yards against the Dragons last week. One of those 17 was this 12-yard TD to Sean LaChapelle, who finished with 5 catches for 71 yards. He's shaping up for a big season. Another Kansas City Chief, Willie Tate, added 61 yards on 3 catches. The league's leading rusher in 1995, Saran Stacey, has scored a TD in each game this season. More of the same would please Coach Kreiner. On the D, George Cracker Coghill had 6 sacks, as well as registering this big interception last week. As for the kicking department, Gavin Hastings and Paul McCallum boast a perfect 9-for-9 record. For Amsterdam, quarterback Will Fuhrer arrives in Murrayfield on the back of a second straight stellar performance. Fuhrer hit 24 of 38 passes, including 2 scores against the Rhine Fire last week. Last year's go-to guy, H-back David Jones, scored twice in this match last season. While receiver Philip Bobo, allocated by the Raiders, leads the team with 15 receptions following his 9 catches against the Fire, which included this TD. And on the defense, safety Robert O'Neill leads the team with 17 tackles. He'll be looking for help this week from 2 big linebackers, Keith Franklin and Rico Mack.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, now we know who to look for. Let's do it. It's the kickoff at Murrayfield, and here are our commentary team of Eric Clemens and Bill Moss.
Adam Vinatieri about to tee it up, back deep to receive. For the Claymores will be Marcus Thomas. He's in the middle of the field. James Fuller to the far side of the field. And here comes the opening kick. Low line drive taken by Fuller at about his 20. Fuller gets it just out across the 30-yard line where the Claymores will go. 1st and 10 from their 32. Scotland's offense led by quarterback Steve Matthews. There he is, 6'3", 209 pounds, 2.5-year layoff because of a leg injury. We'll get more into that a little bit later. But he really improved from week 1 to week 2, Bill.
Drastic improvement, Eric. A totally different guy came out last week and turned this team around for him.
First and 10, the handoff to Saran Stacey, picking his way through a nice hole, gets up near first down yardage. Pick up a more than 9 on the play. It'll be very close.
Well, just as we talked about, you know, they came out trying to run the ball, and these are one of the things that the offensive coordinators and the head coaches talk to us about.
Speaking of Saran Stacey, one of the backs and receivers for us, Ron Dickerson in front of Stacey. LaChapelle, a guy to watch. Scott Cooper, the national player, starting at the wideout, and Willie Tate, an NFL allocated player at tight end. First and 10, and Stacey again, not much room this time. Mike Evans, the first there to greet him, along with a host of other Admirals for a loss.
Again, they're coming out trying to run the ball, and it's very evident.
Offensive line didn't open things up on that play, but we'll meet him here. Randy Bierman, the left tackle, Tom Barnt, Lance Zeno, Purvis Hunt, and Keith Wagner. A lot of beef up front.
A lot of beef and a lot of good talent. These guys, 4 of them are allocated. We got Barnt with the Chiefs, Zeno with the Rams, Hunt with the Oilers, and Wagner with the Redskins.
2nd and 11, Stacey gets his 3rd straight carry. Goes off the far side, picks up some good yardage. Out close to the 50-yard line before he's brought down by Keith Franklin. Look at the Amsterdam defensive line. These guys have all been there before.
All these guys are returning starters from last year. They all played together, so they have a pretty good feel of what they need to do today.
Third and 5 for the Claymores from just outside the 50-yard line. Matthews under heavy pressure, and look at that catch by Willie Tate. Up close to a first down yardage.
Excellent awareness on the part of Willie Tate. You're going to see here that Steve Matthews comes under pressure from Malcolm Scholl. He holds his feet, makes a throw downfield, and look at one-handed grab behind his back, too. Talented guy. You can take another look at the catch here. I'll tell you, Willie Tate is a guy, the rap on him is he has great hands, and it shows right there.
Tate, a great catch, giving the Claymores their second first down, and the swing pass out to Stacy in the worst spot, the hands, huh?
He's looking at him, too. He's not sure. Well, he got a hole in there or something.
Amsterdam linebackers, only 2 of them today, as Coach Luganville coming out in the nickel package on defense. Keith Franklin and Rico Mack, who was letting out some insane yells before the game started along the sidelines as they warmed up. 2nd and 10 for the Claymores from the Amsterdam 44. In motion with Stacy. And Matthews gives it to Dickerson this time, and he's met by a host of Amsterdam Admirals on the defense, and we have a flag on the play as well. You heard the officials, the preliminary indication, a 5-yard face masking penalty against the Admirals.
So far, exactly what we talked about early on, Eric, is that they're going to try to come out and establish
face mask, 5 yards only on the defense, number 54. Repeat, 2nd down.
And in the first possession, Scotland has had success doing it.
Claymores, as we talked about earlier, with 4 NFL allocated linemen up front on the line, and some great size up on the offensive line as well. 2nd and 9, play fake from Matthews, comes to the near side and hits Dickerson, who breaks a tackle on the near side, spins up inside the 40-yard line before he's pushed out by Rico Mack. Amsterdam defensive backs will take a look at their starters right now as they're playing the nickel package. Tommy Jones gets into the starting lineup. Kelly Sims, one of the safeties.
Number 27, Robert O'Neill. You'll see they have 5 guys as defensive backs. He's actually up playing a nickel backer situation.
3rd down and 5, and Matthews back to throw again. Comes near side, hits Dickerson, up close to another first down. I believe they have it. He's brought down by O'Neill, the nickel backer that you just spoke about, but Scotland moving the ball downfield just as they want it.
Well, the reason they're able to move the ball like this is because they came out and established the run. They're making their front 4 go ahead and play the run. Now here Steve Matthews sets up and has all the time and finds his man out in the flat, Ron Dickerson. And the guy covering the back in that situation is Robert O'Neill, the nickel backer.
LaChapelle in motion to the far side, and the give to Saran Stacy, dances through a hole, gets inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Another pretty decent pickup. Robert O'Neill on the tackle again.
Well, we talked about Saran Stacy earlier, and one of the things that he does, he has a great ability to find where the hole is going to open up. Now, you may call a play in the offensive huddle, and you have an idea of where it's going to happen and where you're supposed to hit, but the hole can actually open anywhere, and Saran Stacy can find that hole.
Pitch to the far side, and Stacy has a hole. Stacy gets all the way down to close to the 10-yard line before he's knocked out by Kelly Sims. Nice play.
Obviously, a great job blocking in front. Watch the fullback, 23, Ron Dickerson. He makes the key block right there on Robert O'Neill, and that springs the whole thing. Robert O'Neill's a guy that came, there he is right there. He's a guy that came in and has to play linebacker position, but he's a defensive back.
Stacy not exactly writing home about the season so far, only 82 yards on 41 carries coming in, but adds to the average with that one. Stacy again, off the right side, cuts it back a little bit, gets down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
There again was an excellent job of seeing how Saran Stacy can find a hole. And when the things close down around him, he can dance and juke and find a little seam to pick up a yard or two.
Claymore's looking on the sideline with some intensity, as is Al Luganbill, who took over the reins of the defensive coordinator spot for the Admirals this year. He has to be a little concerned. The Claymores have marched it right downfield. 2nd and 5, the pitch to Stacy, another big hole. He'll score easily.
With the opening drive of the Scottish Claymores. What a great mix of run and play action pass. Enable them to move right down the field, Eric. Seemed virtually like it was not even a test for them. This offense right now seems to be playing very well together. Their timing and everything is down.
And Scottish rugby legend Gavin Hastings on for the extra point. He's been perfect on 5 PATs this season. He is perfect again. So the Scottish Claymores, with 9:17 to go up 7-0.
The Admirals punted away their first possession, so the Claymores have a 1st and 10 on their own 14.
This is Saran Stacy on the carry, cuts it back up the middle across the 15 to about the 17-yard line.
And another pickup of about 6 yards. And now I have to question. One of my questions was when I addressed this Amsterdam defense was it appeared to me that their defensive line is getting too far upfield. They're shooting gaps, which is creating seams. And I didn't get that response back from the coaching staff. They said, no, we're fine up there. But thus far, that's what I've been seeing.
Stacy takes the pitch to the far side, cuts it back again, has room. Stacy across the 50 and into Amsterdam territory.
You take a look at Saran Stacy, takes the handoff here. He sits in the backfield and he's looking for his hole and he sees it. And when he does see it, he takes it no matter where it is. You see him cutting back there? Now he comes into your picture and he's just moving back and forth, trying to pick up extra yards, trying to stay away from the defenders.
1st and 10, play fake, and Steve Matthews is buried back there. The first man to get to him,
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams, number 77, into the game.
We're going to take a look at the left of your screen. You'll see Jay Williams right here. It looks like a miscommunication up front between the center and the guard, and he shoots in scot-free. But it's a play like that that the Amsterdam Admirals need to capitalize on right now to stop this momentum.
Loss of about 8 on that play, and Matthews back to pass again. The quick one to LaChapelle, and LaChapelle gets back to about the original line of scrimmage on the quick hitter. Jay Phillips brought him down, pickup of 8.
Sean LaChapelle, you know, Eric, we talked to him yesterday, and I asked him if he listens to the Beatles' White Album backwards because his eyes were so big, he looked like Charles Manson. And this guy is a man possessed. He's on a mission. He's here for a reason. He's angry. He wants to get back in the NFL, and he wants to be on an NFL roster.
Allocated by the Kansas City Chiefs is LaChapelle, and Matthews back to throw and has his man Willie Tate again. And Tate has 1st down yardage. So Scotland continues to move the football impressively.
I briefly mentioned the transformation from week 1 to week 2 of Steve Matthews. You're going to see a good case of it right here. Look at his poise as he has pressure all around him. He has that ability under pressure to find his receivers, and that's what he did right there, and Willie Tate was the man.
Willie Tate allocated by the Kansas City Chiefs, 2 catches today, and big ones they were, both of them getting 1st downs for his offense. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the quarter, and Saran Stacy, another big hole right up the middle.
Again, gashed right up the middle, and that's what I was talking about. Their defensive line is coming too far upfield and is creating seams, and Saran Stacy is the guy that can find the seams, and he's doing it here. Right now, Amsterdam needs to settle down and start playing their defense. You need to start protecting the gaps, taking care of the responsibilities first, and make sure everybody does their job.
Stacy has 10 rushes for 99 yards. If he gets one more yard, which he does right here, he is the first player in World League history with 4 100-yard games, 100 yards in the first quarter. That's amazing.
Especially it's amazing when you look at the last 2 games. He has a total of 84 yards in 2 games, and that's basically the World League rushers. That's the way it's been going. That's been the trend. Nobody's really set the league on fire until this point in moment right now.
So give Stacy 183 or so after this outstanding first quarter he's had. Matthews rolling out, had to throw it away. He was under some heavy pressure.
Right there is what Steve Matthews did well by throwing the ball away. In week 1, he would have tried to scramble a little bit further and force the ball in there, which resulted in week 1 in 4 interceptions for him. But that throwing the ball away right there, it's what a quarterback needs to do to not lose a ball game for you.
Matthews last week, a big improvement over week 1, 17 of 25, a touchdown, 211 yards, 1 pick. Matthews pump fakes, goes near side, overthrows that one. He was looking for Stacy, it looked like, out of the backfield. Stacy came into this game with 10 receptions, so he can catch it out of the backfield as well as run it.
Well, what that was a little timing pattern, Eric, and he was on his 3rd step. He set up and he passed, but the timing wasn't there. It looked like Saran might have got caught up in traffic coming out of through the line of scrimmage, and henceforth, you know, the ball wasn't where it was supposed to be.
Another big 3rd down as we end near the end of the first quarter. That pass is deflected and intercepted by Rico Mack. And Mack has a convoy. He'll go. Rico Mack turns the tide. And Jim Kreiner cannot believe the turn of events there.
You're going to see the ball was tipped here at the line of scrimmage. Steve Matthews sets up, has good protection, but right there it looked like Bobby Hamilton got his hand on it as it came across the line of scrimmage and tipped right into the arms of Rico Mack, who has a clear shot down the sidelines for 6 points. And we have an even ball game, Eric. Even though the numbers may have been lopsided, right now it's even. And it's things like that, turnovers, that can keep a game close.
Turnovers often killed the Claymores in last year's matchups with Amsterdam. And that one, a big one, as Rico Mack takes it all the way back on the interception return. Hans Verdecker, the extra point, gets it through.
That's the end of the first quarter.
At 7 at the end of the first quarter. The Amsterdam Admirals and Scottish Claymores. Back to the second quarter in a moment.
There are 3 steps to heaven, 3 matches to go for Newcastle, every one a must-win. That's 270 minutes of tension for Tyneside. The next chapter in the title race sees Newcastle away to Leeds. Ford Escort Monday Night Football, tomorrow at 7 live, only on Sky Sports.
Oh, I think it started. Hurry.
It's all right.
He seems quite happy where he is.
The new Rover 400 Saloon. The second most comfortable place you'll ever be.
I've had the privilege.
If you're paying over £300 for motor insurance, isn't it time you had the privilege?
Overeating and overdrinking can make digestive acid jump into the wrong place, and that means heartburn. Most heartburn remedies neutralise acid here, but often that's not where the problem is. Gaviscon's different. It soothes the burning here and keeps digestive acid here where it should be. And if I feel good, I look good. Gaviscon puts heartburn in its place.
Quicker, stronger, fitter, better. If you don't want the shirt, and you don't want to play at Anfield and Wembley, say so. That's what it's all about. 3 minutes to 3.
The original recipe dinner with corn cobbett.
Cuprinol 5-year wood stain. It's extraordinarily hardy.
A team of international terrorists. An undetectable moving headquarters. The cook from under siege is back. This time, the sky's the limit.
Tickets, please.
A trainload of Under Siege 2 arriving at Blockbuster Video now.
Welcome back. The Claymores were held to 3 and out on their first drive of the second quarter. Then this Will Ferrell scramble kept the Admirals' drive alive. Although it cost them the services of Jason Childs, who took no further part in the game. It set up this field goal attempt by Adam Vinatieri. Coach Al Luganbill called for a fake that went wrong when Rico Mack fumbled, having seemingly gained the first down. So the Claymores have a 1st and 10 on their own 25.
They give to Saran Stacy, and Stacy gets across the line of scrimmage for 2 to 3 yards on the play before he's brought down by Kelly Sims.
And back in the game for him is a 1-2 punch.
Second down at 7 as Stacy picked up 3. Gets the handoff here, met behind the line of scrimmage. Jay Williams will get the credit for grabbing the legs and bringing him down.
Well, it looks like Al Luganbill made an adjustment with his defense again. I heard him saying that on the field to the players, we're just going to play the defense called and play it. And Al plays a variable type of defense. Like if the offense shows you one thing, it's this. If they show you another, it's this. It seems now he's doing what we had said earlier. He said, settle down, guys. Let's play the defense called. And that's what they're doing. And they're slowing down the running process of the Claymores.
3rd and long for Steve Matthews, who completes the pass to the near side, and Willie Tate. And Tate looks to be near the first down marker, but just short. So again, Scotland will be forced to punt as the adjustments for Amsterdam appear to be working.
They sure do, but and on the other end of it, Scottish Claymores, they can't have a letdown. You can't come out and take the ball 80 yards on opening drive, march right down the field and look like a championship caliber offense, and come out there the next 2 times and virtually do nothing.
Paul McCallum in deep punt formation, kicking to Bean O'Brien, who's deep. This one's a high, deep punt. Bryant will take it at his 22. Fumble! And Scotland has it. George Coghill, nope, James Fuller recovered the muffed punt of Bean O'Brien. A big break for Scotland.
A big break, Eric. And one of the things that I've noticed in the World League of American Football over here is that the special teams play has been very poor all the way through the league. And we'll take a look here at the replay. I'll get back to that in a second. But they're making mistakes. They haven't had time to work. Here's your flyer coming into the screen, James Williams. And he sees him coming into the picture. He fields the ball, goes right through his hands, and it's picked up by James Fuller. The 2 Flyers did a great job on that. Flyers, I mean, the outside guys, one-on-one, blowing down the field, just trying to get to the coverage first.
High formation for Scotland now. Saran Stacy in motion to the far side, and Matthews, the delay to Dickerson, who doesn't get much. Maybe a yard on the play as Robert O'Neill came up along with Keith Franklin to stop him for little or no gain.
We talked about the special teams and the play around the league. Special teams takes time to understand exactly what's going on. And I've seen a lot of little mental errors being made throughout the league on special teams that's creating situations just like this.
Jim Kreiner hoping his team can take advantage of the second Amsterdam miscue here. Going to the end zone. Is it Scott Cooper? for the touchdown, and there's a flag on the play as well. The National, Scott Cooper, may have a score. We'll see what the call is. He's not too happy.
I believe Scott Cooper pushed off there, and because there was some great separation downfield between Scott Cooper.
Defensive pass interference.
We have an ISO on it.
Defensive pass interference. It'll be a spot foul, automatic first down.
We're going to take a look at the isolation. There he is at the top of your screen, 81, Scott Cooper. Fakes it out, and then he's going to take it up to the post. And right there, Torrey Hunter can't recover and gives him a shot. And you can only make contact within 5 yards coming off.
Scott Cooper, a national player, 25 years old, out of Glasgow. Working on his PhD right now. Saran Stacy navigating his way through bodies, gets down to the 6-yard line. Rico Mack made the tackle.
Well, that was a nice move by Scott Cooper. He took it down, out, and right up the field. And Torrey Hunter bit on it. And one of the things that Sean LaChapelle was telling us about is he works with Scott Cooper on these routes every single day. And there's an example of how these things are paying off for him.
LaChapelle is in motion. Matthews back to throw. Into the end zone, almost intercepted. He threw into a crowd. Looked like Kelly Sims almost came up with the interception there, as Willie Tate was the intended receiver.
Well, Steve Matthews is going to take the handoff right here, and he sets up. And he looks at his first read, his second read, then he finally goes over and looks at the tight end. He really forced that ball in there and didn't have enough on it. And Kelly Sims steps in, and he's lucky that ball, Eric, wasn't picked off.
That's right. Third down, goal to go on the 5. Matthews, touchdown. Scott Cooper again. First career touchdown, and look at him. He is in heaven.
And so is everybody here in Scotland. There's a happy guy, Eric.
They've got another reason to party here in Edinburgh, as if they need one. The National has scored his first career touchdown here in the World League. The extra point by Gavin Hastings, another national hero, is good. And the Scottish Claymores have a 14-7 lead.
That was a terrific catch by Scott Cooper, and he does an excellent job of getting open. But watch number 23, Ron Dickerson, pick up the blitz to make this whole thing happen. See the time he bought him? And when you have that situation of a blitzing linebacker, you're going to create a one-on-one situation with Scott Cooper. And that's exactly what happened there. That's exactly why Scott Cooper got his first touchdown.
Needs to work on the spike just a little bit. Ball came back up, bounced and hit him in the face mask. He's got to get that act together a little bit.
One thing at a time, Eric. One thing at a time. He's found his way into the end zone. I'm sure the guys this week at practice are going to work on the spiking techniques with him.
I happen to know you're one of the brightest guys working in football here. Can you tell me what a PhD in organometallic and polymer chemistry would be? That's what Scott Cooper's working on right now. He's working on his thesis.
Well,
you have any idea what that is?
Here's my theory on the whole situation. Any of these guys, when I read in their bios that they're studying to be a doctor or want to be a doctor, I know they're lying because they wouldn't be out here. They're too smart.
Another national hero with over 700 career points in rugby matches, Gavin Hastings, and he has generated a lot of interest in the entire country. Scotland, 5-play, 25-yard scoring drive. Scotty Cooper was interfered with, caught a touchdown a couple plays earlier and gets a legit touchdown right there on the crossing pattern over the middle. Hastings kicking deep to Philip Bobo and Bino Bryant. Short kick at the 17 to Bryant. Bryant tried to take it back to the middle of the field and gets cut down at about the 27-yard line, where Amsterdam will take over, trailing by 7. Newcastle.
I gotta be honest, that's one of the neatest things I saw.
Sights and sounds in a really historic city and historic country.
Is that where they filmed the movie Braveheart, wasn't it?
Hey, I tell you, some of the people here could have played in Braveheart. They got the war paint on, they got the whole thing, and they are pumped up their team up by 7. Amsterdam, 1st and 10 from its own 28, and Will Fuhr back to throw. He's got Philip Bobo over the middle, out close to the 40-yard line. He was trying to make some more. Mark Sander brought him down before he could get free, but it's a first down for Amsterdam.
Amsterdam came out throwing this time, and it's obvious to me that they're changing their game plan. They're getting away from the run. They're going to guys like Philip Bobo. They have 3 excellent receivers on their team. Philip Bobo's a speedster, and right there you saw it. They're going to try to start stretching this defense out now.
Bobo came into the game with 15 catches on the year. That's a movement in the interior line. Let's see.
That's going to be Willie Williams. It has to be on him.
And Will Fuhr appears to be shaken up on the play. Might have fumbled it on the exchange with his center, because there are no flags down. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
No flags down?
No flags, just a fumbled exchange, it appears, and Fuhr took him a while to get up. Al Luganbill fine-tuning the defense. 2nd and 10 for his offense here at its own 40-yard line. Fuhr back again, swings it to Frank Tamming, the national. Tamming gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Mark Sander brings him down along with Frank Robinson on the far side.
I really like Frank Tamming. I've watched him on film. I've seen him come out and do things. It doesn't matter if he's going the wrong direction. This guy is going to do it 100 miles an hour. He's lined up and just hit people. He's runs the wrong way. He's always trying to make something happen, though. Watch here. He's out in the flat with a screen pass, and he's looking to take it downfield.
Fuhr going over the middle to big David Jones as H-back, and Jones gets it into Scottish Claymore territory down to the 40-yard line. The Amsterdam Admirals on the move, trailing by 7 here in Edinburgh, Scotland. 1st and 10 on the Scottish Claymore's 40-yard line. And Fuhr back to throw again. He has a completion to Derek Hill over on the far side, inside the 30, down to close to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 14, and another first down.
Well, this was a nice throw by Will Fuhr. You're going to see him here. He sets up in the pocket, has a lot of time, looks downfield, makes a nice throw. David Hill was wide open. He got Frank Thomas turned around.
A swing pass to Frank Tamming, who fumbled the football, but fortunately for Amsterdam, it goes out of bounds before Frank Robinson could pick it up and gain control of it. Call it a completed pass for a very short gain. And the Admirals will be faced with a 2nd and long at the 27-yard
fumble forward out of
line.
bounds. By rule, we'll bring them back to the spot of the fumble and wind the clock.
Well, actually, again, that was a nice job by Will Fuhr. He saw some pressure real quick and knew exactly where his outlet pass was.
Admirals in the hurry up on 2nd and 12. Philip Bobo on the receiving end of that Fuhr pass inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Another first down for Amsterdam.
One of the things that I was talking about earlier was how long is it going to be till they change over and go back to their pass? And they've done it this series.
Amsterdam.
You're going to see here, Will Fuhr sets up nice in the pocket, finds Philip Bobo, who's stretching the defense downfield.
Will Fuhr calling the signals, 1st and goal on the 8-yard line of Scotland. Amsterdam trying to move in position to tie. Jones in motion to the near side. Fuhr going for the end zone. It's intercepted. David Wilson. And Wilson gets it out to the 20-yard line. Big play for Scotland.
Well, it's got Scottish Claymore fans here are loving exactly what the Claymores are doing. And we'll take a look here at the end zone replay. You're going to see David Wilson play this real nice. He just steps right in front of Trevor Cobb. Now, Philip Bobo comes back into the picture. What happened on the play was Philip Bobo stretched the field. He took everybody to the back of the end zone. Out of the backfield came Trevor Cobb. Trevor Cobb turned. He was open. Will Fuhr just threw the ball a little behind him, and David Wilson steps in front of him and has his second pick of the season.
So less than a minute to play here in the first half. Steve Matthews gonna go for some more points, going back to throw, and it is in and out of the hands of Ron Dickerson. Rico Mack was there on the coverage. Matthews trying to get a 1-minute attack going here, at least possibly set up a field goal, as the Claymores have 3 timeouts remaining. They're full allotment so far in the first half. 2nd and 10 from their own 20, and Matthews back to throw again. Sean LaChapelle on the receiving end of that pass, close to first down yardage.
Nice job of coming back to the ball, Sean LaChapelle. He's going to come upfield, he turns back, and he comes back to the ball. See that? Putting his body in between himself, the ball,
Timeout,
and the
Scotland. That's the team's first
Claymores
charge
have called
team
a timeout. And
40 seconds.
LaChapelle, I tell you, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He is really serious about everything he's doing around here. He came in the league's yardage leader at 221 yards on 12 receptions coming into this game, an 18.4 yard per catch average, and 2 touchdowns. He is playing well, and he's going to get some attention if the Chiefs won't give it to him.
But if there's any pressure, that sucker goes out of bounds. Understand? Do not force anything.
Okay. All right, we'll throw it if it's not there. Well, I want you to get out on the wheel. We're gonna go Liz Zip, Raiders, 58 FO wheel, and get out of there. Take a look for Willie downfield in the corner. And then if he's not taped, if he's not there, you can run it for the first down.
All right, so you want Liz Zip, 58 FO.
Okay, you see right there, they call the plays, and what's going to happen is Steve Matthews is going to come rolling out of the pocket, and he's going to be looking for tight end Willie Tate downfield. He should be open, and if he's not, you heard Jim Kreiner say, out of bounds. If he's not there, out of bounds. Do not force it. He's not looking for the 7th interception this year.
3rd and short. Matthews off the play fake, goes deep. And it's incomplete, well overthrown on the near side.
That's exactly what he did. He threw it out of bounds. He threw the ball away. He set up nice. He rolled out, just like I said. He looked for Willie Tate, but Willie Tate was covered.
So the Claymores will punt with 30 seconds to go here in the half.
First down. That's the reason why we keep telling you to get outside. Right outside, man. One time. They've only hit us up one time. You go more here and change the field.
Jim Kreiner apparently a little disappointed that Matthews didn't get outside to give himself a chance to run for the first down. The punt high and fair caught by Bryant at his own 34-yard line. So with 22 seconds to go in the half, Amsterdam, we'll see if they try to get the ball in field goal range for a long attempt by Vinatieri. Let's update you on some of the key rules here in the World League and some of the differences from the National Football League. 4 points for a field goal of 50 yards or more, which we may see on this drive, as Amsterdam with some pretty good position. The receiver only needs 1 foot in bounds for completion. Defense can score 2 points if they block an extra point attempt or recover a fumble and run it all the way back. And there's a 35-second play clock. You like these rules?
I'll tell you what I really like is I like the 4 points for a 50-yard field goal. I think that's something that the NFL is experiencing with. Take a look at it over here. See what people's thoughts are.
40-second timeout.
I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment, a 50-plus yard field goal. It should be 4 points. I'll tell you something else I'd like to see, too, is I'd like to see them install the instant replay, but if you have to ask for it, the coach asks for it, and if you ask for it, you get charged a timeout for it. So, you know, kind of like what they had out of the old USFL.
Right. Frank Tamming we saw a little bit earlier on the bench with some ice around the right foot. One of the Amsterdam national players, the first Dutchman to ever carry a football in an American pro football game, Frank Tamming. Here, Tamming and some of the other nationals on the Amsterdam Admirals, Hans Verdecker, soccer player and place kicker here on defense.
Regan Analu, Tokuriabe,
and Leo Mali. That's the simpler name there.
Quite a story on Tokuriabe out of Japan.
And Fuhr on the deep sideline pattern has his man, Diedrich Smith, up at the first down marker to the 45-yard line. 17 seconds to go in the half, and Fuhr running the hurry up, trying to get his team in field goal position at least.
As you noticed, they seem to be a lot more in sync when they're throwing the ball, Eric. I mean, when they first started out the game, they wanted to try to run the ball, but it just wasn't there, and it didn't look like their offense was gelling. They look a lot more comfortable passing the ball.
Fuhr deep down the seam and has David Jones, who gets all the way down to the 21-yard line before they bring him down.
If you take a look at the clock, they're down to 3 seconds on the clock. They don't get it. They don't get it down.
Now the clock continues to run here, so they could not stop it with no timeouts remaining, and that's the end of the first half. What a football game we've had. Steve Matthews and the Scottish Claymores leading it 14-7 over the Amsterdam Admirals as we've reached the half.
Claymore's doing a pretty decent job so far. But the weather conditions seem to be conducive to Saran Stacy's running ability.
Conducive indeed. Saran seems to like whatever it is, he likes it. We said at the beginning of the season it was amazing that no NFL team had brought Saran into camp this year. And right now he's running like an NFL running back. And that offensive line of the Claymores is really playing well. They're driving, they're opening holes, and he's using it.
To continue on the offense, I thought the play calling of the first drive was excellent.
Absolutely. They're mixing it up. They're going wide. They're going to the tight end. And that is what happens when you establish a running game. It gives you all those other options.
And then you have the sixth man, the crowd of the Scottish Claymores.
Helping them out a bit. They've got a good crowd like last week, about 13,000, so that's a good sign for them. Also, Amsterdam, their offense is a bit in disarray. Losing Childs really hurts because Lumelski's not healthy and he has to come back in and play guard. And Fuhrer is getting away from Scotland's rush. That defensive line for Scotland's doing a pretty good job, but Fuhrer's been pretty inconsistent with his passing. I mean, one big play and Amsterdam's not in this half.
Hey, it's be a good one. Should be a good second half. Thanks, Mike. The second half coming up right after this break.
You're watching Sky Sports.
The conspiracy theory is back on track.
What am I looking at?
Part of our government's secret railroad.
A mysterious train and its hidden cargo
The thing they put in the train, it was alive.
could give Mulder proof that UFOs do exist,
I gotta get on that train.
or silence him forever.
This is bigger than me, you, or the FBI.
It's just too dangerous.
Your time is limited.
You can't let him get on it.
Don't get on the train.
The award-winning X-Files, Tuesday at 9 on Sky One Prime Time.
Oh, I think it's starting. Hurry.
It's all right.
He seems quite happy where he is.
The new Rover 400 saloon. The second most comfortable place you'll ever be.
Mars has got it all. Milk, glucose, malt, and thick, thick chocolate. Have you got the taste for it?
From Gillette comes a unique form of antiperspirant for men, Gillette Series Gel. It's clear, and because it's a soft gel, it gets down to the skin surface for powerful all-day odor and wetness protection. Gillette Series Gel. one of the advanced antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
We started off together years ago with this little bar selling Cronenbourg 1664. Good beer, good body. Now I tell her we retire and spend the morning. South of France, Provence, little place in the country, chickens, geese. He says, people want still to buy the beer. You still must sell it. Why? Why must I work like a dog? What more does she want?
T'as bientôt fini de nettoyer le sol?
Cronenbourg 1664, the best love premium beer in France. Sorry.
Gavin Hastings approaches the kickoff. This one's high and short to the far side of the field as Bryant takes it at his 22. Tries to spin away from some tackles. He gets up close to the 25-yard line. So the high short kick effective for Gavin Hastings. Take a look at the first half stats. Total offense almost even, but look at the rushing yards.
Yeah, it says it right there, 109 yards in the first half. As a defensive goal, you try to keep a team under 100 yards rushing for the entire game. They've already given that up in the first half.
Will Fuhr leading his offensive unit out in the first possession here in the second half. 1st and 10 from their 25. The give goes to Trevor Cobb, squirts out across the 25 to the 27. George Coghill brought him down. Fuhr, the league's leading quarterback in terms of rating and yardage coming into the day. 12 of 15 in the first half, 110 yards, but no touchdowns.
And it's holding true to what we've seen with Amsterdam. They have the #1 rated offense, but their record is 1-1 because they can't put the ball in the end zone. And you see there, he has 0 TDs thus far.
2nd and 8, Fuhr, play fake. Goes to the near side. David Jones appeared to have it in his hands for a second, but it was knocked loose out there by George Coghill and David Wilson.
Well, you're right. They came out and they started the run. And then they came right back on the second down and tried to play action. They faked the handoff there. He goes up top. David Hill is open. It hits his knee and his hand at the same time. His knee was up in the air as the ball came in there and bounced out.
That'll set up a 3rd and long situation for Will Fuhr. 3rd and 8. 2 receivers split out to the far side. And Fuhr looking for Arnold Gallislote, one of the national players, backup tight end, threw that one a little low, and Gallislote could not come up with it, so Amsterdam will be forced to punt.
And Will Fuhr was looking down at the ground as he walked off the field there. He knew that was his fault right there. He underthrew the receiver. And I think when you look at things like underthrowing the receiver or overthrowing him, you have to look at techniques. He must not have been sound in his setup.
Adam Vinatieri on the fake, and look, they have faked out everyone, and Kelly Sims has the football. He's got to beat Lee Gissendaner to the goal line, and does. Touchdown. What a play. Everybody in this stadium faked out by that one. And Amsterdam back into it with another big play. And here goes the celebration. Wow.
Good cover.
I guess that's one of the reasons Al Luganbill was so excited last night about this game. We've had 2 special teams attempts, one at a field goal, one at a punt, and 2 fakes. That one went for a touchdown. And you know who did a great job of selling it? The punter, Vinatieri. He leaped up in the air as if the ball was snapped over his head, so the rush would come at him more and not go back downfield.
Before anybody knew what was happening, Sims was crossing midfield all alone. And Verdecker gets the extra point good, and now we're tied.
Watch the direct snap to number 46 at the right of your screen. The ball's going to be snapped right to him. Now Vinatieri, number 5, fakes it. See him jump up there? And the defenders are rushing upfield. And look, by that time, he's already 20 yards downfield. Kelly Sims leads Lee Gissendaner to the right, left, and back outside. Lee Gissendaner can't stay with him. Excellent running job on Kelly Sims. They ought to line him up at tailback. Maybe it'll help out some of the rushing yards for Amsterdam.
Kelly Sims, a converted safety, playing the corner spot so far. And he goes back and forth in the defense that Al Luganbill started with today. He and Yo Murphy of the Claymores both have histories dating back to the BC Lions in Canadian football, and they were talking plenty of trash to each other before this game started. Now he's got something to tell Yo about, doesn't he?
There he is right there. He's awful excited. But he's going to have to go out there, line up on defense again right now, the kickoff. You know, Al Luganbill is coaching his butt off, Eric. He came into this game, he wanted to run the ball. He tried to run, he couldn't get things done. His defense was getting pushed around. He made some adjustments on defense. He's trying to find a way. He goes to the passing game on offense. And then on special teams, he's over there trying to come up with some plays, some trick plays, gadget plays to get them back in a ball game, and they are.
Vinatieri kicking to Marcus Thomas, center of the screen and deep. To receive this one, high kick. Gonna come down to Thomas at his 10. Thomas gets some good return yardage out across the 20 to the 23. Jay Phillips brought him down, and Scotland will take over. And I think everybody at this stadium is still shocked over that touchdown. Steve Matthews gonna lead his offense. His first half numbers, 8 of 15, 51 yards, 1 TD, and the big interception to Rico Mack.
Well, not very many yards for Steve Matthews, 51, but that's because they're running the football, don't forget.
Saran Stacy comes in motion to the near side, and a mix-up in the backfield. And Keahelu looked like he lost control of the football and fumbled it. Key turnover, but wait a minute, let's get the official ruling. Now we get it. Amsterdam football, so another key turnover for the Scottish Claymores.
Well, that play was messed up from the very beginning. It looked like Steve Matthews turned the wrong way to give the handoff to Jared Keahelu. There it is right there. Or Keahelu looked like he went the wrong way. He finally gets the handoff, and then as he's getting tackled, it gets stripped. You're going to take a look at it right there. Yes, that's Jared Keahelu's fault. He went the wrong way. Steve Matthews turned to the open up to the right hole.
Now Bino Bryant back in the game for Amsterdam, tries to take it off the left side, doesn't get much. Troy Ridgely was there to bring him down. Maybe a yard pickup on the play.
What? A lot of turnovers in this game, a lot of turnovers around the league. And I don't have to tell you, turnovers will kill you. You can have the greatest offensive day ever. If you turn the ball over 4 or 5 times, chances are you're not going to win.
2nd and 8, and Bryant again takes it off the left side. Gets it out across the 35 to the 32-yard line before Shannon Jones and Mark Sander brought him down.
Well, for the Amsterdam Admirals, you know, this game right now is going exactly the way they want. They haven't done
ball stays where it is. It's left half. It's all right.
Or defense. We got to cover. They stayed in the game through special teams. And now the momentum is changing.
On 3rd and 5, Fuhr. Oh, that one's deflected and almost intercepted. He was looking for Philip Bobo across the middle. Frank Robinson and James Williams, good coverage. So Al Luganbill, it appears, is not going to go for what would be a very long field goal attempt of close to 50 yards. Vinatieri is in to punt it. Trying to angle for the near sideline. And are they ruling that the actually knocked back into the field of play?
You can't.
Back to Murray Field. We're on 1st down. The Claymores ran Saran Stacy for a pickup of about 1.5 yards, but they got some great help Amsterdam did from special teams.
Take a look at this punt right here. It comes down, it lands, and Torrey Hunter right here is smart enough to know where the ball is. He kicks the ball back in bounds, and they down it right at the half-yard line. That puts a team in a hole quick.
On second down, Steve Matthews going deep. But Sean LaChapelle was double covered on that play, so he threw it long and threw it away.
We're going to take a look here from the end zone. Steve Matthews sets up, and he sees a man downfield. And he has a nice arm. With just a flick of the wrist, he can get the ball down there.
Jim Kreiner.
The way we ran, the way we were running the football, we should have stayed with the damn run.
On his face, and now Matthews pulls away from center a little bit early. Flags all over the place.
Well, things are starting to get sloppy now, and they have since the half. Scotland has come out and offensively really hasn't done a thing. They've turned the ball over. They've had miscommunications.
Ball start, number 78, offense. Half the distance to the goal.
Now they're throwing penalties on top of it. They've lost sync of what they're trying to do. And you heard Jim Kreiner's voice just a little bit ago say, we shouldn't have got away, we shouldn't have gone away from the run. We shouldn't have gone away from the run. So I expect to see them try to get their offensive groove back.
And so far that running game has been Saran Stacy with 109 yards and a touchdown in the first half, but this is a tough spot. Third down, backed against your own goal line, 3rd and 10 to go for the Claymores. And what an effort by Jared Halo. Halo with the reception and a first down, and boy, did Scotland needed that time.
That was a real nice job by Jared Halo. I'll tell you, he finds his cushion, he gets to it, makes the catch underneath and turns upfield, avoids a block, good balance, and finds where the first down marker's at. That was critical. Maybe something like that can get a little spark back into this offense and see if it can pick up where it left off early in the first quarter.
And give there to Saran Stacy. Looked like he had a hole, but it closed quickly thanks to Rico Mack. Also helping out on the play was Bobby Hamilton.
Rico Mack, we talked to him yesterday. He goes through a transformation period about 2 hours before game time. And he says he just gets so involved and he psychs himself out. And all he's thinking about is hitting somebody. I mean, he was getting pumped up while we were sitting there talking to him.
He's got to be pumped up about his 90-yard interception return to end the first quarter. We're tied at 14, 2nd down and 10. A lot of movement in the interior line, more flags down.
Well, these are the types of things that no coach likes to see. You have a tie ball game, and you're trying to schematically put your offense and defense together.
Offsides, defense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
And when you have these penalties like this, it really leaves you in limbo. Watch Steve Matthews bob his head on the hard count, and it draws Gary Howe offsides. You're going to see him right here. His head's going to come down right there, the big hut. And there's Gary Howe in the backfield. They always tell you, move on motion, not on sound.
2nd and 5, and Matthews has LaChapelle open over the middle, and LaChapelle out across the 40 to the 42-yard line before Keith Franklin brought him down. Yep.
One of the things that they talk about Sean LaChapelle is that he can get open. You're going to see him right here. He comes in behind the corner, finds an opening there, sits down, and then waits for the quarterback to find him. As soon as he finds him, he makes the catch and turns upfield.
Spotted just over the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Claymores. Matthews comes near side, LaChapelle again, and LaChapelle gets to the 47-yard line.
Well, it was only a matter of time before they started getting the ball to Sean LaChapelle. You know, we talked to Steve Matthews and said, we've got to get the ball to number 88. He can make things happen for us. And he's a guy that would make a great 3rd down receiver in the NFL because he's a possession-type receiver. He can come into the cornerback, make his adjustments, and come off him very quick.
A pitch to Saran Stacy, who has a little bit of room to the far side, and Stacy picks up another couple of yards before Mack and Keith Franklin bring him down That'll leave the Claymores about 1.5 yards, maybe 1 yard short of a first down.
Watch number 31 through the end zone here. And his lead block leading the way. Nice block on number 27, Robert O'Neill right there. And opens up the hole for Saran Stacy.
3rd down and just under 1 yard to go. And Stacy on the pitch, lots of room, gets the first down, well into Amsterdam territory at the 45-yard line before Kelly Sims brought him down. So the Claymores have another first down to their credit.
Well, if it works once, they're going to come back to it, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time I've seen that play. We've seen the fullback take out the nickel backer, Robert O'Neill. We've seen it happen 3 or 4 times now. He's an undersized guy they have up there playing linebacker. Let's go test him. And that's exactly what they've been doing.
Stacy, a big day. He had one in the first quarter with over 100 yards, and now Matthews throwing over the middle but high and almost intercepted. He was looking down the middle for his tight end, Willie Tate.
We're going to take a look here and see what Steve Matthews is seeing. He sets up in the pocket, has nice time, a nice setup, just seems to overthrow Willie Tate. Now what he might have seen Jay Phillips coming into the picture then and didn't want to risk that interception, which he's having problems with now.
On 2nd and 10. Matthews comes near side to Saran Stacy, and Stacy tries to dance his way free, gets inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gary Howe brought him down.
You see Steve Matthews, and he'll go deep one time, and then he comes right back. And when he comes back, he's looking for the confidence builder, and that's to the flat or a little hook or to the out. I mean, he's going to just dump the ball out there to a back or a tight end crossing pattern, something small gain to get his confidence back up.
Good gain on that play of 6 yards, setting up a 3rd and 4 at the 39. And he finds Willie Tate on the far side of the field, and Tate gets across, stretches out, gets past the pylon of the first down, or the marker, I should say. First down for Scotland. And they get a fresh set and in good shape down at the 32-yard line of Amsterdam.
Well, right now what you're seeing is the West Coast offense. Steve Matthews is hitting his backs, he's hitting his tight ends, he's hitting his wide receivers. And in the West Coast offense, that's what you utilize. You utilize all 5 of your specialty people.
1st and 10, I formation. And the pitch to Saran Stacy, tries to cut it back, still on his feet. And finally, a host of people along Keith Franklin there and Kelly Sims bring him down after a pickup of maybe 3 on the play. You see it here, the Claymores coming into the day with a 78-yard per game average, already have 123 in Saran Stacy with most of those. Second and 9, Lee Gissendaner comes underneath, has some room. Gissendaner fumbled the football. Kelly Sims has recovered for Amsterdam. Another key turnover for the Scottish Claymores.
Well, you're going to see the way this play sets up. It sets up really nice. Lee Gissendaner is over to the right side of your screen. Here's the offensive lineman releasing downfield. He comes underneath him. Steve Matthews gets in the ball, and Lee Gissendaner turns it upfield. But right there, as he's fighting his way through traffic, the ball gets stripped out of his possession. And like we talked about before, you can put up a bunch of yards. But if you're going to turn the ball over, there's a good chance it's going to reach up and get you.
Steve Matthews actually had to trot all the way down to the opposite end of the field to contain the frustration. After that turnover, Amsterdam takes over on its own 3-yard line. We're still tied at 14. First and 10 for Amsterdam. A give there, and the Scottish Claymores rise to the occasion on defense. They give to Trevor Cobb. Several Claymores there on the defensive end.
Boy, this was a nice job by George Coghill, the big hitter. Watch him fill the hole right there. You see him step up along with Mark Sanders. The defensive linemen occupy the offensive line. When the hole opens up, you should have 2 free hitters flow into the ball, and you had it right there.
2nd down and 8 for Amsterdam on its own 5. Play fake. Fuhr looking deep down the middle and caught and dropped. It appeared Derek Hill was open for a second, appeared to have it in his hands.
Well, Amsterdam, this is the 2nd or 3rd time they've opened their offensive series with this. Start with a run, then come right back with a play action. And there Fuhr is taking it up top. He has an open man. It's a very catchable ball. Should have been caught, in my opinion.
And Derek Hill came into this game with 12 catches on the season. 3rd down and 8 from the Amsterdam 5. Fuhr back at his own end zone, comes near side, and Hill holds on to that one, and that's enough for a 1st down as Frank Robinson brings him down. But Amsterdam gets a fresh set.
There was no fooling anybody on that play. They didn't even try to fake the run. It was 3rd and very long, Eric. They just sat back there. He had some nice protection up front. Derek Hill found an opening. Got Frank Robinson turned around out there. Was able to buy him a 1st down. Let's see what he can do with it from here.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Trevor Cobb going off the far side. Not much as a host of blue shirts fill the hole.
There they are again. There's the guys filling the hole again that we just talked about. Mark Sanders, he says he loves when they run the ball because I get to hit somebody. And there he is right there laying a nice stick on Trevor Cobb. That's a formed tackle. And you know, Ray Wilsey's done a great job of bringing this team together. Ray Wilsey's like 20-5 as a defensive coordinator in this league, and he was with Frankfurt. And we asked him, who's your favorite guy on the defensive side? He says, the last guy that made the hit.
His favorite has to be Sander on that play. 2nd down and 8. Fuhr over the middle. That one's incomplete. He was looking for Philip Bobo, who was well covered.
Philip Bobo takes his man downfield. Will Fuller finds him just out of his reach. And I'll tell you what, James Fuller did a nice job of sticking with him as he came across the field. Now, you have to stay with a guy like Philip Bobo, whether he's taking upfield, across the field. He's a fast receiver. He's one of the LA Raiders, and you know what their wide receivers are, nothing but speed.
Bobo says he runs a 4.40, but he's probably the slowest Raider receiver. Fuhr eluding the blitz. That one deflected as he tried to throw it away.
Herman Carroll.
And Herman Carroll, all 6'3", 267 pounds of him, batted it down.
Well, I'll tell you, he's very lucky. Herman Carroll made a great play right there. Will Fuhr sees the blitz coming by George Coghill. So if the blitz is coming, you know you have man-to-man. And he has an open man downfield in Derek Hill. Herman Carroll jumps up right there and stops what could have been a big pickup for the Amsterdam Admirals. Forces them now to punt.
Adam Vinatieri, back right at his goal line, will be punting deep to Lee Gissendaner, who gets this one at the 50. And Gissendaner looked like he might have had some room, but I think he ran into his own guy.
Sure looked like that.
Tied at 14. Scotland probably feels it should have more, but a host of key turnovers have kept them off the board here in the 2nd half so far, late in the 3rd quarter. Steve Matthews and his team in great shape right now at the Amsterdam 39-yard line. And we'll have another infraction here. Question here is, did Matthews get him with the head bob again, or?
He sure did. It wasn't a head bob. I think I just blatantly jumped offside.
Encroachment, number 93 defense. It's a 5-yard penalty before the snap. 1st down.
Jim Hanna jumping into the neutral zone there. Let's take a look here and see if Steve Matthews is using his head bob, and just got him on tone inflection there, it looked like. Just barked out a signal and got the guy jumping.
First and 5, and the give to Saran Stacy, and Stacy trying to find some room on the outside, but Jay Phillips says no way. That'll be a loss of at least 4 on the play.
There's something they see over there on the right side of their offensive line. They're creating some sort of matchup, and I think it's because the Sam backer, number 27, Robert O'Neill, is normally plays safety, and he's up there playing the Sam backer position. But they're trying to take advantage of that right side.
So Stacy lost 5 on that play to create 2nd and 10 as we get late in the third quarter. Matthews comes near side and has a completion. Sean LaChapelle on the catch for a first down to the 28-yard line of Amsterdam. And that appears to be the last play of the third quarter.
Watch Sean LaChapelle come into your screen right at you. Steve Matthews finds his man, throws it. He's covered by Torrey Hunter, and there's a big height difference there. Torrey Hunter's 5'9", Sean LaChapelle 6'4". Obvious results right there.
Back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Sky Sports brings you the Benson & Hedges Cup.
Lancashire have won the Benson & Hedges Cup final.
That was last season, and now in the competition's 25th anniversary year, we're on the road to Lords again with more great action. Derbyshire take on Lancashire Tuesday morning at 10:55 live on Sky Sports.
It's your turn. It's your time. It's your voice. It's your world. Change the way. Change the way. Celebrations. Change the way. The world is changing. It's your world. Change the world. Change the script. Change the script.
I thought I should get into shape to tell you about the gorgeous course of sport, so I insisted on coming to this luxurious health farm. Well, I'm not paying. And after 40 hours of open nail surgery and a lot of massage, I'm feeling good. So, right arm up and point to spoiler. Right arm down to body-colored bumpers. And for the posterior, sit on sports seat and stretch to sunroof. Phew. Am I perspiring?
Miss Wax, time for your colonic irrigation.
More like time to test this sporty engine.
The new Corsa Sport from Vauxhall. The small car with a big personality.
And after 2 hours, up she goes.
Good.
Thanks for getting me through it.
Oh, it's been nice.
Cellnet has reduced the cost of running a mobile phone by up to 30%.
Al?
So you can call.
Yep. You still got time to talk?
As often as you like.
Overeating and over-drinking can make digestive acid jump into the wrong place. And that means heartburn. Most heartburn remedies neutralise acid here. But often, that's not where the problem is. Gaviscon's different. It soothes the burning here and keeps digestive acid here where it should be. And if I feel good, I look good. Gaviscon puts heartburn in its place.
Hello, John Cleese again. My employers at Norwich Union Direct told me that the last time that I delivered their message, I was so serious that some people thought I was being satirical. So they've suggested that it will be safest in future if I delivered their message from behind it. And it is, of course, that Norwich Union Direct can protect your car and home for less. Beat.
What are you talking about? A new series. What? Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Coming soon on Sky One.
Back to Murray Field, Edinburgh. Herman Carroll and a couple of his defensive mates, John DeWitt, Webb, David Webb, cheering on the offense. Ball at the 28-yard line of Amsterdam as we begin the fourth quarter. And they give to Saran Stacy. Some room off the near side. Stacy still struggling for yardage down to close to 20-yard line. Kelly Sims on the stop there.
Saran Stacy's really come into his own today. And I think it's a result of Finally, the offensive line is clicking. It takes time to get a running game going. I don't care at what level you're playing. You have 5 guys up front that have to get all their timing down. And for the Scottish Claymores, it's really coming together for them today.
2nd and 2 after the pickup of 8 by Stacy, and he gets another chance. Stacy going through the middle this time will be very close to first down yardage. We'll see where they spot it. They give him the first down.
Let's take a look at 79, Big Purvis Hunt. He gets his down block on the guy, and then he comes off and gets a piece of the linebacker also. I mean, that's movement up front. You have the double team with the center, you get a little push on him, then you come off into the linebacker. That's creating some push downfield for Sharon Stacy.
Hunt allocated by the Oilers, and Matthews passing toward the goal line as he went to the far side, but it's incomplete. Jay Phillips on the coverage as he tried to hit Sharon Stacy out of the backfield.
Well, when you're able to run the ball as effectively as they have, it really helps out in the pass protection aspect. It's a pass now. And look at the guys. They've got them stalemated at the line of scrimmage, and they got to form a nice pocket. Steve Matthews stands in there virtually untouched, no pressure, nobody around him. And when you do that, you usually have some good technique and you have some good throws. He was just out of reach for Sharon Stacy that time.
3 receivers split out now, and Ron Dickerson on the draw play. Plenty of room up the middle, and Dickerson getting up close to the first down, down inside the 10-yard line of Amsterdam.
That's what you call a draw. You have 2nd and 10. Most teams are going to throw the ball, and here comes the Amsterdam Admirals blowing up field. Look, there's no linebacker in the middle. It's open. The safety had to come all the way up out off the end zone to try to make the tackle.
Ron Dickerson picking up good yardage on that play. Call it 8. 2nd and 3rd and 3, and the fake went to Marcus Thomas, and Steve Matthews kept it himself and rolls it into the end zone.
Are fired up here in Scotland today, Eric. One of the things that really impressed me on that drive was the play selection. And it has, for the Scottish Claymores, the last 2 possessions they've had the ball. They've really mixed it up well. That time you saw 2 run plays, a play action, and then he comes out of the naked bootleg, takes it all the way in for the end zone.
Gavin Hastings will convert after the high snap. Terry Card put it down beautifully for him, and Hastings puts it through. Scotland off the nice play fake by that man, Steve Matthews, who goes in on the naked bootleg to make it 21-14. Caps a 7-play, 39-yard drive in 3 minutes, 1 second. 10-yard run by Matthews. Excites this crowd here at Murray Field in Edinburgh. Hastings the kickoff. This one a bit deeper on the line drive to Bean O'Brien at his 8, and Bryant scoots forward, slides forward to close to the 25-yard line before Joe O'Brien brought him down.
Well, when you run to the right all day long, you're going to fake everybody out when you want to go out the back door. Everybody in the stadium thought number 40, Marcus Thomas, was running that play to the right like we talked about earlier. But Steve Matthews kept the ball and went out the back door all the way in for a touchdown. Nobody saw him. They're so interested in trying to stop that right side run, which they've been getting hammered with all day. Finally, the quarterback just held on to one.
Will Fuhr, the pitch to the near side. And Trevor Cobb picks up 3 to 4 yards on the play before being brought down by Troy Ridgely.
I'm anxious to see what we're going to see out of Amsterdam's offense. We haven't seen much out of them all day. It's been a defensive type ball game.
We know it was coming. Perfect defense.
And give again to Cobb, who tries to make some room off right guard. Didn't get much of it as they are fired up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's Nancy, we come back next time. That drive, in terms of the mix like that, is exactly what we'll do.
Win it. Win or lose.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, it's us, fellas.
Okay.
Well, Jim's talking to his offense right there, the whole unit, and he's saying, we can move the ball. We can move it effectively on the ground and on the air. And you heard the players say it's up to us.
Key third down play for Amsterdam. Fuhrer back to throw, and Philip Bobo had it in his hands and simply dropped it. He was wide open.
Sometimes you're so open, and you know that you can turn this upfield and take it all the way downfield for a touchdown, that you turn and look downfield before you make the catch. And there's prime example of it right there. You have to, first things first, you have to take care of the ball, make the catch, pull it in, and turn upfield. Got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Adam Vinatieri back to punt, came in as the league's leader in punting average at 41.8 yards. This one's high and deep, coming down to Lee Gissendaner at his 27. Gissendaner avoiding some tackles, gets out close to the 40-yard line. Nice return before he's brought down by Keith Franklin. As we're into the fourth quarter, and Steve Matthews brings his team to the line of scrimmage. They give to Seren Stacy, who had a nice hole to roll through before he lost his footing. He picked up still about 5 yards on the play.
They went right back to that play we were talking about, the 27 power O. Watch Tom Barnt pull, and there's the lead block, and there's Seren Stacy. That's the play they've been running all day. That's the play they've been having success with. And that's also the fake 27 power O. They ran down the goal line. Steve Matthews kept the ball.
2nd down and 6, or 2nd and 5, call it, for Matthews in the offense. He'll look to throw it and dumps it off, and boy, lucky that one wasn't intercepted, as the Amsterdam Admirals were all over it. Robert O'Neill up on the coverage. It looked like Cal Halo was the guy who was trying to hit out of the backfield, and nothing was there.
You see what they tried to come back to was to Lee Gissendaner, was that little screen underneath where the line releases downfield and Gissendaner comes underneath him. Little flip pass we saw earlier in the third quarter.
3rd and 6. Matthews back. Tries to elude the blitz, but he cannot. Down he goes. The first man streaking through there. You might have heard the screams of Rico Mack.
You're going to see it through the eyes of Steve Matthews right here. This is what he's looking at. He takes the snap, and watch right here. Here comes Rico Mack right up the gut. I'm sorry, that's Shannon Jones. But there's Rico Mack to clean it up. The dogs were coming. One came in the middle, one came off the end, but they both got there that time.
And they were hungry as they record the sack. Back on the punt, Paul McCallum gets it to Bean O'Brien, takes it at his 30, and Bryant comes to the near side, gets almost 10 yards on the return, up to the Amsterdam 40-yard line before James Fuller brought him down. So Amsterdam takes over, trailing by 7. 1st and 10 for the Amsterdam Admirals. Fuhrer back to pass, looking deep to the far side, and he overthrows everybody. He's looking for Derek Hill, I believe, over there, and Hill was double covered.
He throws his arms up in the air, Will Fuhrer that is, and he's a little bit disgusted with himself. He wants to go downtown. He wants to try to make something happen. He sees Derek Hill open right here, but then just overthrows him. Overthrows him by about 10 yards. I'm not sure. It must have been a miscommunication, because Derek Hill looks like he got lost.
Now Luganbill drawing up some things for his defense while his offense tries to go to work on 2nd and 10. Fuhrer going over the middle. Philip Bobo hangs on to this one. Gets up close to the first down. A pickup of about 9 off that reception.
That was a nice catch by Philip Bobo in traffic. He came across the middle, and he had 2 men in the vicinity when he made that catch. That time, though, you notice what he did, Eric. He made sure he caught the ball first.
Bobo, allocated by the Raiders out of Washington State, came into the game with 15 receptions on the year. Big 3rd down and 2 at the 47. And going through the hole there is Bean O'Brien. Picks up good yardage down into Scotland territory at the 45-yard line. First down for Amsterdam.
Let's take a look at Bean O'Brien. He's going to get the handoff. You can see David Webb there a little off balance. He takes the ball. He's 5'8", and when he ducks his head at 5'8", that puts him about 5 foot. He just scampers right up the middle there in between all those big guys' legs.
Play fake. Fuhrer goes down the field and has his man, Diedrich Smith, on the reception for big yardage down inside the 25-yard line of Scotland.
We're on to what Amsterdam is doing. First the run, now they come right back with a play fake. They fake the run, they go up top, and they finally get Diedrich Smith into the action. Now, he was a big part of their offense last week, and I was wondering when he's going to get into the flow of things here.
Diedrich Smith, 7 catches in the victory last week against Rhine for 82 yards. A big catch there. Puts Amsterdam in good shape at the 24, and Fuhrer escapes somehow, tries to get it away. Is it a fumble or an incompletion? They are ruling it incomplete.
Yeah, his arm was moving forward at the time. That was a nice blitz you're going to see coming right up the middle. And they've been bringing him all day, and he finally gets here. That's number 34, George Coghill. See him lined up in the A-gap right there? Nobody picks him up. The back should have stepped up and picked him up right there. Trevor Cobb should have stepped up and picked up the blitz. Instead, the back was trying to flare out into a pass pattern. He dragged him down from behind and got a piece of his arm.
Even if it was a fumble, it appeared Big Don Willis fell on top of it for Amsterdam, but it's ruled an incompletion, setting up 2nd and 10 at the 24, and Fuhrer back to put it up again. Going end zone, it is intercepted. David Wilson one more time. Wilson trying to pick up some blockers, and he gets out across the 15-yard line to the 17. Big turnover this time for Amsterdam.
I'll tell you, back on that pass that I said that he overthrew the guy, and I thought Derek Hill might have stopped short. I'm now convinced by that throw that Will Fuhrer is just completely off right now. He's off his game, and I don't know why he's not getting, he's sitting back in the pocket nice. He throws that ball right to David Wilson. That's David Wilson's 2nd pick today, 3rd on the season. But the man wasn't even in the vicinity. His receiver was not even in the vicinity.
The pitch to Saran Stacy, who turns the corner. Keeps his feet at the 20. Stacy gets up to the 21 before Kelly Sims brings him down, along with Keith Franklin.
Sean LaChapelle limped off after that play, having suffered an ankle injury.
Saran Stacy has an okay-looking hole as he gets forward for some good yardage. On 3rd down and 1 for the Scottish Claymores. And Stacy dives up for the marker. Let's see where they spot it, see if they give him the first down. Keith Franklin was there for the stop. Saran tells him, move the chains. I got the first down, but we're gonna maybe get a measurement anyway. Here come the chains for the official measurement. Got it by about the length of a football. First down for the Scottish Claymores. And now, Bill, you get to the point in the game where if you're Amsterdam, you're not only playing against the Claymores, you're playing against the clock as we get down close to 5 minutes.
Well, I think now is when you're going to see Scottish Claymores, what they've been doing all along. It's finally now going to pay off. If they can control the ball as they have on the ground and chew up the clock, they're going to win this football game.
Ron Dickerson is the lone back behind Steve Matthews. 3 receivers for the Claymores as Matthews looks to throw, goes deep down the middle. He tried to find Scotty Cooper, who was racked up a bit at the 43-yard line as it falls incomplete.
Another nice pass route by Scotty Cooper. We're not going to see him here, but Steve Matthews sees him streaking down the field right down the seam and just overthrows him just a little bit high right there. If he had let him, it would have been nice. If he had let him right down the hash marks is where that ball should have been.
Cooper is split down to the near side. And the give goes to Saran Stacy, who goes off that right side again for more big yardage. Stacy picked up 6 or 7 on that play and put him over the 140-yard mark rushing for the afternoon. Now Steve Matthews and his offense taking over, try to run the clock out with just over 4 minutes to go here in the final period. On 3rd and 5, their own 32. The give to Stacy, tries to bounce it outside, doesn't have much room, but spins off a tackle anyway, and fortunately for him, gets up over the 30-yard line, but didn't gain much, so Scotland will have to punt, as he had nowhere to go. And Bryant is standing back deep to receive the Paul McCallum punt. McCallum, who only came in with just over a 27-yard net average, has done much better today. 39.6 yard average on 4 punts this afternoon. Bryant standing deep back at his own 30. This one's a short line drive kick. Bryant fields at his 40 and met right away. James Fuller meets him right away, but a short punt puts Amsterdam in great position at their own 40-yard line.
Well, that's a nice job of holding on to that punt. He was running up there full speed. He should have ran up there declaring a fair catch so he didn't take the hit, because he took a hit there. It would have caused a fumble, and it could have easily been a turnover. I mean, that was a little bit hairy right there.
Playing toss. So that was not.
Jim Kreiner explained to his offense what misfired there on that last possession, but now Amsterdam with the ball, and Will Fuhr hits Philip Bobo into Scotland territory, close to the 45-yard line, to pick up a 14 and a first down on that play. As the Admirals, I thought for a second they might be in the hurry-up offense, but they're not with 3:28 to play. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Scotland. And Fuhr looking to put it up again. Dumps it out of the backfield to Bryant. Bryant runs out of room. Mark Sander was there. Also first on the play, looked like it might have been David Webb who fouled things up on the swing pass that actually lost yardage.
I'll tell you, you're going to see a nice job here by the defense. Watch them close down the gap around Will Fuhr. Will Fuhr knows he has to dump it to his outlet man. That's the back, Bean O'Brien. And who's over? He's got 2 guys on him as soon as he catches the ball.
Arnold Ali was making the tackle, and now on the sack, Herman Carroll, along with Brian Proby, getting the sack of Will Fuhr, creating a 3rd down and very long.
You know, all day long, Scotland's defense has been doing a great job. Ray Wilsey has these guys honed. They're fine-tuned. There's no question in anybody's mind what they're going to do. There you see Jay, who just beats his block right around the man.
Sets up a 3rd and very long for Amsterdam. And we may have a delay of game call.
Offense.
We have
5-yard penalty.
So
still
3rd and even longer.
One step forward, 4 steps back. It's been for the Amsterdam Admirals today offensively. They've really been struggling. And as I was telling you before, the Scottish Claymore's defense, they're just playing outstanding. Who's ever in there is stepping up.
On 3rd and very long, Fuhr going deep down the far sideline. Almost caught by Diedrich Smith over there, but good coverage on the play. Knocks him out of bounds and knocks the ball loose. George Coghill making the big hit at the right time.
And Will Fuhr just hung it out for him. It was just up in the air too long.
2-minute warning here at Edinburgh.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Scotland holding a 7-point lead. And importance of this game. The Claymores looking for their second consecutive home victory and looking to move to 3-0 and have a good shot at that first half championship and the right to host World Bowl 1996 right here at Murray Field. Still, a minute 59 left. Vinatieri on the punt. Gets it to Gissendaner, who fair catches it at his own 30, where Scotland will take over and try to kill the clock.
We saw what Lee did right there. It was what should have happened on the other end of it before. He ran right up, calling fair catch, and caught the ball, made a sound catch on it, so he couldn't take a hit. Bean O'Brien needed to do that back there. That's what I was talking about.
I'm just taking a wild guess here, but you think they'll probably try some running plays to the right side as they've been doing?
They're going to try chewing up the clock. Right there you see 77. That's now Joe O'Brien.
Pittsburgh.
We kind of got lost in there a little bit. Who is that guy? Joe was 90 when he started the game. He ripped his jersey.
Now he's wearing 77.
I got see him out there talking about Pittsburgh College. Yeah, he knows. Talking about my alma mater there.
That's right. First down and the give to Stacy, who goes the other way but picks up 5 or 6 yards on the play. Good yardage on first down as time ticks away from Amsterdam. Stacy closing in on 150 yards for the day.
He's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. How about the blue face paint there by Ben Torriero?
Torriero ready for battle on the special teams usually, but
I'm not sure. You look at that blue face paint all over. I don't know if this is the WLF or the WWF.
He is the ultimate warrior, I guess. But you're talking about WWF. You don't get it. Okay. I tried to roll off you there a little bit and do something. You know.
There he is.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to go against him with that war paint stuff on.
How about T?
Yeah, Takuro Abe. The first Japanese-born gentleman to play American football professionally. He is hoping his defensive mates can come up with a big play or turnover and give the offense a chance to even things up here at Murray Field with less than 2 minutes to play.
That's what's kept them in this game. It's been the turnovers. They only have 3 of them, and they've given it up 4 times. But the 3 turnovers have kept them in this ball game. They sure need one right here.
Stacy again. Stopped a bit short of the first down. Rico Mack coming up to fill the hole.
Amsterdam. That's
Amsterdam using a timeout, their last
40-second timeout.
And a very big 3rd down and 4.
Okay. I want Timmy. You want to go with Thunder, you want to go wide play it, right? Over wide play it. Tell Robert to that side, up on the line of scrimmage, telling to remind him of bootleg. Yeah.
Over wide play it. They'll line up and look like an over defense. And you see, they're going to play it. They don't want any variables in there. He wants everybody to be on the same page. And he also told, remember, tell Robert, give Robert a reminder, because they're going to be attacking him. They've been attacking him all day.
The Admirals, a big game coming up next weekend at Frankfurt against the defending World Bowl champion Galaxy, who beat Amsterdam in the World Bowl, of course, last season. Then they go against the London Monarchs at Wembley, then travel on to Barcelona. And the Claymores trying to continue their unbeaten ways if they hold on today. Big 3rd and 4. They give to Saran Stacy. Stacy getting close to first down yardage as he crosses the 40. I think he'll be a little short.
Yeah. No. Listen. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull them off sides and take the penalty and kick it. We have, okay? Yeah.
Well, you kind of like that strategy. He feels real confidence in the fact that if they're short, well, we'll line up and we'll call them off sides and we'll take the penalty. It'll be a first down. Like it's old hat. We do this all the time. And they are short. Looks like about near a foot.
Yep.
They're going for it. They're going. Long count. Long count. Long count. Long count. Black.
Al Luganbill's all over the top of it. Okay? So they're going to sit up there. They're just going to keep on doing the long count. He's going to say hut, 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 hut until time runs out. Then to delay a game, then they'll have 4th down over and they'll punt. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take the penalty.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
And now they're going to punt. But it was worth a shot. I mean, he's had the ability to call them off all day, and they've been jumping into the neutral zone. But Al Luganbill that time was out there and on top of it. I mean, this guy's been doing a great job of coaching his butt off, I'm telling you. He's on top of these guys, doing everything he can to put them in a position to win.
All right, he'll have less than a minute for his offense to do it. Bean O'Brien will go back deep to receive the punt of Paul McCallum back at his own 30-yard line. McCallum, a high punt this time, driving Bryant back to his 22. And Bryant driven into the turf by James Fuller. Great coverage.
Watch James Fuller right in the middle of your screen. He beats his man to the inside and closes with a perfect tackle without ever breaking stride. He was on him like a heat-seeking missile. He never had a breakdown in front of him. He never had to worry about a juke. He had his sights set on him all the way from about 15 yards out. Ran right through the man.
So Amsterdam, with 48 seconds to go, the completion from Fuhr to Philip Bobo. Bobo trying to create some distance. I think he might have cost the team a 1st down, but he got it up to the 28-yard line on the completion, 2nd and 2. No timeouts for the Admirals. 30 seconds to go and counting. We got flags on that play as it looked like the left side of the line for Amsterdam moved early. It might have been Willie Williams.
Well, you're going to have an offsides here, and it is going to be on Willie Williams, and they're going to back him up. But, you know, the Amsterdam Admirals have had the ability to run that pass pattern about 10 times on 1st down, and it's worked every time. They sent Derek Hill straight down to clear everything out, and Philip Bobo stops short underneath.
Prior to the snap, we have a false start. Number 81, offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It also will be a 10-second runoff by rule. Please reset the clock. 17 seconds.
Well, like we talked about earlier, for Amsterdam's offense, it's been 1 step forward and 4 steps back. And that's exactly what happened here. They get their offense going. They get them moving downfield with a nice 9-yard pickup. You can see the penalty yards right there. It's killing them.
Especially that penalty because it's the last 2 minutes of the game. An extra 10 seconds comes off the clock and creates a very difficult job for Will Fuhr and the offense. Out of the shotgun. Fuhr trying to buy some time, throws deep downfield, had contact downfield, but no flags. Incomplete pass. James Fuller was on the coverage of David Jones.
David Jones was looking for a flag there, and basically Amsterdam's offense looking for any help they can possibly get right now. It's a crucial time for them. But take a look at the Braveheart defense of the Scottish Claymores. These guys are playing phenomenal today.
Philip Bobo gets the completed pass over the middle, and that'll probably do it. Time will run out on the Amsterdam Admirals. And for the first time in their brief history, the Scottish Claymores have defeated Amsterdam. Your final here this afternoon, 21-14, and the Claymores remain unbeaten. They are 3-0. Amsterdam falls to 1-2.
It's going to be great summer with the Super League. Wonderful stuff. That's better.
Wrong time!
It makes the game a lot faster.
Super try.
Great idea. Nice sometimes well today.
It's the way forward.
Will really set the fans talking.
Absolutely brilliant. Tingling stuff out there.
Dawn of a new era.
A big league double starts next Friday night. Sheffield versus Castleford. Monday, Workington take on Halifax live and exclusive Sky Sports.
Oh, I think it started. Hurry.
It's all right.
He seems quite happy where he is.
The new Rover 400 Saloon. The second most comfortable place you'll ever be.
When indigestion starts, settle it down with Settlers. Settlers bring express relief. Settlers bring express relief. Settlers bring...
A team of international terrorists. An undetectable moving headquarters. The cook from Under Siege is back. This time, the sky's the limit.
Tickets, please.
A trainload of Under Siege 2 arriving at Blockbuster Video now.
I had the privilege! Yes!
If you're paying over £300 for motor insurance, isn't it time you had the privilege?
Pepper Army Mini. It's a little bit of an animal.
The Daily Express have asked me what I think of their new Monday sports section. It's 24 pages. They obviously mean business. Well, let's take a look. Full reports on every Premiership match, plus the Rugby League Cup final. There's a little quiz. I'll come back to that later. Professional choice, I certainly like that. And a serious results page. Now, how did Brighton get on? Oh, well. Basketball, cricket, racing, all the scores, all the stats, all very impressive. But what's this? The Alan Hansen column. Well, every week. Oh, well, I suppose you can't get everything right.
Express Sport with Alan Hansen every Monday, only in the Daily Express.
Have you seen the Express lately?
So, a tremendous win for the Claymores. Hosting the World Bowl is now a real possibility, and there's plenty for two of the offensive stars to be pleased about.
In franchise history, I mean, for this team, this is a very big victory. You hadn't beaten Amsterdam in the two previous times you met them last year. This sends a message to the Admirals and the rest of the league, doesn't it?
Most definitely. You know, Amsterdam is a very tough defense. Last year, they led the league in total defense, and they were really tough on the run. And they've been playing real tough this year. And so we had our work cut out, you know, from the very start. And we looked at it as a challenge. You know, we felt like, you know, if we're to get to our goal, and that's to host the World Bowl here in Edinburgh, you know, you got to take out the best. You know, they had the best defense, and you know, we felt like, you know, if we go out and pound them early, you know, and make a statement, then we can win this football game.
You the best team in this league so far after 3 weeks of the season?
Well, we don't worry about anybody else. We just worry about ourselves. You know, we got a group of guys who all are playing together, and who believe in each other, who believe in the coaches, and whatever happens after that, just happens. We don't care about Amsterdam or Barcelona or whoever else we got. You know, if we just take care of our business, we feel like, you know, we're going to win.
I think, you know, we started out 2-0, but to be honest with you, I think the verdict was still out on us. You know, I'm sure Amsterdam thought, you know, this is the Claymores. They're gonna come in here and they'll lie down for us. You know, we barely beat London, and we beat Barcelona, who everybody was saying, well, they came off a huge win and they just had a letdown. But now we're for real, and you know, we got 2 more games left, and if we win those 2, it's pretty much us.
Help me out. You got to talk about the play where you faked out the entire stadium, our camera crew, and everybody else, the naked bootleg for the 10-yard touchdown that proved to be the winner.
Yeah, I watched film on all week, and I can't remember his number, but he was flying down in there, and I was telling the O-lineman, just joking with him in practice, I was just like, if we get down there close, I'm going to keep it myself, so be ready for it. You know, give me a good sell on it, and everyone did. And Marcus Thomas, the running back at the time, made a great fake, and I knew it was going to be wide open. It was just, I just didn't want to rush it too much, so I'd make sure I'd score and not get about 6 or 7 yards, but it was a great feeling, and you know, it worked out great for us.
I'm sure it did. But hey, it looks like the Claymores won't need to win our competition to go to the World Bowl. But you might. Here's Mike with more.
Now, we all know Lionel Taylor is the new Monarchs head coach, but if you'd like to join us at the World Bowl, tell us with which NFL club he won 2 Super Bowl rings as an assistant. Answers, please, to World Bowl competition. Post Office Box 226, Sky Sports, Isleworth, TW7 5SA, and don't forget postcards only. The winner gets a free subscription to First Down magazine, and you also get the chance to win these World Bowl tickets, plus all your travel expenses. Now, last week we wanted to know who led the league in receiving yardage. The answer, of course, Sean LaChapelle, and the winner we picked just a couple of hours ago was Dave Harris from Cheltenham in Gloucestershire. Congratulations, Dave.
And we're just about done here, but we're back in the end zone on Friday on Sky Sports 2 at 8:30 p.m. If you can't make that, then it's on again on Sky Sports on Saturday. That's from 9 a.m. Also on Sky Sports on Saturday, we're live at 5:30 p.m. as the Claymores travel to the woeful Rhine Fire. Then on Bank Holiday Monday, we welcome home Lionel Taylor's Monarchs as they take on the Barcelona Dragons. That's at 10:15 p.m. on Sky Sports. Just before we go, time to tell you that the Frankfurt Galaxy have joined the Claymores as the only 3-0 team by beating Barcelona 33-29 in Spain tonight. And that's it from week 3 of the World League of American Football. The Claymores looking in form for the World Bowl with a perfect record, while the Monarchs have resurrected their season. Hey, not a bad weekend's work. My thanks as always to Mike Carlson, and we'll both see you in the end zone next week. Until then, don't forget, if you ain't in it, you won't win it. Just ask Scott Cooper.
Ahead of us here on